Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Glad you could make it. We are here. We're going to be running a little bit of our Super Hydroids deck, and this is MaxxPowered Gaming. This is a fun little deck that actually so happens to work if you can get the ramp out early. 4 Llanowar Elves, 4 Growth Chambers, 4 Incubation Druids, 4 Biomancers, 4 Spirals, 4 Hydroid Krasis, 2 Gyre Engineers, 2 Sunder Shamans, 2 Skargan Hellkites, 3 Nikyas, and 4 Ravnica Worms, and just some probably non-optimal lands because I'm not buying rares for this deck. And let's check it out in action. Alright. So as you can tell from the name, one of the many win conditions of this deck is to get our Super Hydroids out. And when we have a Nikya out in the battlefield, it doubles our mana. So you end up with some ridiculous, 8/8s on turn 4, 10/10s on turn 5, or if it's late game, 16/16s on like turn 8. It's ridiculous. We do have what we would like. Not as much ramp as I'd like to be able to get Nikya out earlier. We just have the Gyre Engineer, but we have all of our mana, so we'll see how this goes. Alright. We got a Hydroid, so that's good. Get some rampy stuff going on across the battlefield as well. Showing double Gruul colors. We'll be coming in with our Gyre Engineer. Alright. So, we don't need to pay it if we don't need to. Next turn we've got a Nikya. Following turn we've got a Hydroid. As long as we don't see removal, we probably will since we're playing against black. But, you never know. Pun defeated. The box. And this is getting removed here. Yes, we are. Alright. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. Alright, instead, 4 mana, we can't really do much. We could Hydroid. Just to get a little bit of draw going on here. But with a Nikya in hand, I'd rather just YOLO it one more turn. See what happens. We send some burning. Just end our turn. And for 4 damage down to 13. Alright. Let's see if you actually stick. This could get interesting here. We have a second Nikya. Nikya. Don't ever judge me on pronunciation of names. Alright, so we're gonna just take this damage because we're YOLOing and having fun here. Ideally we would draw another Hydroid so we can get the one off right now and get our health up. Oh, am I getting removed? Did not get removed. And we got our second Hydroid. Nikya is a legendary anyway, so none of that works. Alright, let's put down our mana. Let's tap, 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 tap. And we'll cast you, so it's what, a 10? Boom. 17 cards right now. And we will go ahead and not swing because we'll get killed. And let's see, we have to discard 2 cards, so not a huge deal. We've got enough ramp out, so we might as well let's get rid of an incubation. Oh yeah, helps. Alright. Poison tip. What's this? Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Alright, so we will block you, and we will block you. Some kind of like death touch combo nonsense here. We got 1 mana left. Creature. So he kills my Nikya, that son of a gun. That's exactly what he intended to do there. Alright. So, if that's the case, we will probably just drop out another one, right? Let's see here. I want to maintain, if I can get a growth spell, a green and a blue. I need a blue. I don't need all my greens, right? So let's put down a red. And let's tap. Well, let's just do this now first. Get the second one out. And I think... Yep. Just get a second blocker out here. And we will stay back to defend. Hope we don't get exiled or some other sort of easy removal, which I'm sure he's sitting on right now. And really, if Hydroid goes, it's not the end of the world because we got a second one coming out next turn. Okay. So is this going to be the same nonsense? What did he do last time? We're going to block you. And I'm going to keep Nikya open. Okay, just barely survived that. So, let us go ahead and tap all of our mana. What do we need? Do we need anything? I think we need anything. And we will cast what do we have here? 4, 8, 12, 16. So X is equal to 12, 16, yep, so 14. Here goes our nonsense. Let's go ahead and can I put anything on if I put a green or blue? Yeah, I'll be able to get out of growth chamber. Let's see here. 10, 5. Yep. So he's going to kill the Nikya here, or is he just going to block it? Alright, so let's get some discarding going on here. Let's go ahead and discard 1. Let's discard 2. And let's discard... So we gotta figure out his win condition here, because he's gonna, if he attacks with both of them, I kill them. He's doing 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, which will not be lethal. Ooh. I got 3 of those, huh? That was close, so now let's just... let's go ahead and up that to 12, so it's 10. And we'll go ahead and just pay that 2. Okay. Undefeated, great name, great game. So there's a little bit of our super hydroids in action. We'll go ahead and play another one here. It's a fun deck, no doubt about it, and actually has a little bit of decent win condition and comeback ability, as long as you can get your ramp up early on. Alright, we're definitely going to be mulliganing again on this one. 1 mana is not going to work for us. Alright, we'll keep it because we can at least get into a growth spiral here. And we get to scry and draw on this. And we got a Hydroid in hand, which is always helpful. Get some early draw going on. We will keep. I can't cast it 1. That's a shame. Unfortunately, we had check lands instead of shock lands. So depending on what land we get, if any, we'll get a growth spiral, which we will not. And a mountain, all of them. Huh. We'll get a turn 3 growth spiral, not the end of the world. And then autumn coming in, which will give himself counters most likely. Like, not identify myself as aggro. Alright, so I think the better bet here is a Gyre Engineer, because that's going to be more ramp, although the draw would be nice. Or do we get a little bit of draw from Hydra? No, I think we go Gyre Engineer. So we're ramping out here. Taking 4 damage on turn 3, it's not, or I guess turn 4, his turn 4. It's not horrible, could be much worse. We've got the ability to get our Nikya out. That's a hero, so he's going to be ramping up himself. Flower, alright. We don't have any board clears in this, because it's YOLO. So he could very well overwhelm us. We will. I shouldn't have done that. I should didn't. So that was a mistake on my part. What I should have done is I should have tapped my Land-Aware Elves and my Gyre Engineer and kept one of my green lands open. I would have been able to get my Growth Chamber Guardian off that turn because of dual mana from Nikya. So that's unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and pump out a Hydroid on this. Pay 2 life. We'll go Brews. Games. Hydroid, and this will equal 6. And we'll go ahead and pop out our Growth Chamber. And we will attack. See if we get some sacrifice with the knight and the token against the Nikya. He does not take it. I probably would have in that case. The knight is not a huge part of the token deck, and losing a 1 token is definitely not a huge part of the token deck, and he would have kept his hero out. So it probably would have been a worthwhile trade, unless he's got a multitudes or something where he needed the extra, or one of the extra 2 creatures here. Ability, no, he just attacks with everything. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's probably got the +2/+2. He just puts anyway. Okay. We're coming with a Ravager Worm next round and a Growth Spiral, which would have been fun. But that's some more Hydroid, Super Hydroids deck action in play. Let's go ahead and do some more. So this deck definitely underperforms if you are unable to get any of your ramp going early. And I've actually thought about adding in maybe a Nullhide, a couple Nullhides into this, since it fits the deck scheme very well. We don't have any spells because of the Nikya, so having a Nullhide come in wouldn't be any additional negative aspect to us. And we get a 6/6 on turn 4 or sooner with ramp. The 2 green early on's a challenge, maybe. Alright, so we got 3 mana, 3 colors with a... No, we don't have a turn 1, damn. A turn 2 Llanowar Elves. Turn 3 Biomancers. We can do a turn 2 Biomancers too. We'll go ahead and keep. These guys over here, we don't need them for a while. If we can draw a forest, that'd be nice. We'd be able to get our Llanowars out, we do not. Alright, we can... Don't know if the elves are better to get out right now or the growth chamber. Probably the growth chamber for our next turn. Double pump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do that. So let's pay our life. Common with the growth chamber. I want the mana for double pump. I'll be 1 short, unfortunately, because I don't have my elf out. He paid for the mana on this turn, so I'm sure we'll see maybe a Deputy Detention come in. Maybe he's holding a counter spell. Alright, so we will try and bait him out here. Or we could just hit him for 4. Let's do that since we know he's holding a counter spell. He paid to have access to that counter spell, so let's make him pay for that. We will go ahead and take this action. And we will swing for 4. He's probably realizing that I'm not going to be casting anything, and does he have anything out of desperation to at least salvage his turn 3 that he paid to have access to mana? Okay. So he baited me into doing that, and he might have been holding a... let's get rid of the growth chamber. So he's taking the same strategy here with us. Let's see if we can... Yep, so he's holding the counter. Lets the elves come in. I've got double familiars, so we can waste a counter here and not worry too much about it. And alright, so let's see which kind of counters he's running with right now. Absorb. mana out. Is he going to hold back another counterspell on us? Looks like he is. So we'll go ahead, take life here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can mess with 2. We'll take, we'll try and get another Biomancers out first, see if he takes that bait. Alright, he does. Pop out our Gyre Engineer. And we will pass our turn. I want to get the Ravager next turn guaranteed. So we can eliminate that threat. Ooh, or that threat. Not quite sure which one we should take out. Probably the hero. Probably the hero in this scenario. So we'll tap you. I believe we'll tap you as well. We'll counter. Eliminate the hero. And we will still pop out a growth chamber. When you're playing, okay, nice deputy coming for the Ravager. When you're playing against a control deck, you gotta take advantage of your available turns where you know there's no counter spells. We're gonna go ahead and just take the damage. Alright, growth spirals. No, let's just pop out our Hellkite. Yep. And we will counter. Good mana sink. Let's go ahead and next. I'll attack. We'll bait it out in a second. Attack with you. Hopefully he blocks because he doesn't recognize what's about to happen. He does. Mistakes were made. And we get our Ravager Worm. No, we don't get our Ravager Worm back. Alright. That was fun. Let's play another. Didn't really get into any of our super Hydroids that game. Didn't really get any of our Nikyas out. We had to juggle around with a little bit of counter spells early on, so we probably would have lost some bigger creatures that way. The game still played out to our advantage. Part the Water Veil. Alright, let's see what we can get going on here. Alright, we've got 3 lands, 3 colors. We've got a little bit of early game ramp with a familiar on the Incubation Druid along with a Hellkite. We'll go ahead and keep this. I'd give up the Hellkite for something else. Alright, so we want to make sure we get our Druid out on 2, so this doesn't really matter too much. Druid out on 2, Engineer out on 3, Familiar out on 4 as it stands right now with a Incubation Druid. We don't need to pay, so we won't pay. Memorial to Genius. Sacrificed to draw 2 cards, okay. If we don't need to pay, we won't. So we'll pop out you. No attacks. Got access to 7 mana this turn if we need it. Don't. So the best bet is to pop out. Just even Steven get you out here. And then we will most certainly adapt. And we'll go ahead and drop one in. Tapped. And swing for 3. 17-20. Wilderness Reclamation is already out. So we can pop into our Summer Shaman, that'd be good. We do not, however. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might as well pay the 2 to get the extra damage here. Or not, we can just do that. Or I could buff you up again. No, let's get our Hellkite out and see what happens here. What I'm thinking is, should I just try and rush you out? Let's see what happens here. Sure, let's pop you. We'll grab 2 reds. And we'll also pop our engineer. Our Hellkite, is he sitting on a counter? Alright. 'Tis a shame. Should have made that assumption. Go up again to a 6-8. So you can see if we had our Nikya out, we could be having a lot of fun with adapting, especially as we get more Biomancers out. That counter was a shame. That would have been a great one. Here comes our Hydroid. Alright. As he's sitting on a counter spell. Looking at something here. Let's take the chance. Yeah, what the hell? Let's take the chance. Ah, we had tapped our druid, and we get him anyway. Alright, so let's come in with some haste and start some damage. Or do we destroy a land? Ooh. Do we drop him down to 4? I think we eliminate the crisis here. Should have gone for the counters. That's another mistake on our part. We will, let's see, if I tap it, it's only going to cost me 1, 2, 3. I've got 1, 2, 3, so I don't need to pay Just goes for a big draw phase there, so in hindsight I probably should have taken out a land. That would have prevented that ability. He's got some cards to work with now. Unfortunately, we don't have any draw mechanics available to us this second. However, if we grab a Hydroid, we'll at least get 2 cards out of that. Another mana coming in tapped. Another Wilderness Reclamation out in the battlefield. Looks like we got a Hydroid coming in, maybe. Resolve that as well. Wow, Wilderness Reclamation out with a Nikya. That's a pretty powerful Nexus, me, really. Fate. You get to draw that? How is it? I fucking hate that card. Not because I don't know how to win against it, which I don't, but because it just kills so much time. I'd much rather take a concede here and get another 1 or 2 games in. I don't know, does he get it back in his hand automatically? Stupid card. I think somebody, LSV was calling for it to be banned the other day. Turn on non-land card player controls. Alright, so we did that. We're going to get counterspelled here. Does he have another Nexus of Fate? Probably should have led with a much smaller creature. Doesn't matter, he doesn't have a counter, it looks like. This chance we will. So we're going to try to rush and kill him before he gets another Nexus out. I guess that's the plan. First tapped. We'll swing for 4. He's running Nexus. He's also got Tefaris. If we got our Sunder Shaman, that'd be nice to eliminate those reclamations. That's a pretty big hit on our incubation druid, but that's alright. A couple turns, we can pump her back up. Cards. So he picked up another Nexus, I'm sure. So reveal. The Nexus of Fate would be put in a graveyard from anywhere. Reveal and shuffle it into. Okay, so it goes back in its library. So it doesn't go back in his hand until I guess he's got no cards left. So that's why you can just infinitely mill or just loop Nexus, because you don't run out of cards to draw. Oh, that's right. He goes again. He's got to have gotten one of his Tefaris or one of his Nexuses. It's not like we're sitting on a bunch of win condition right now either. We're sitting on the 3 ramp cards we want to get early game. And that looks like he's just stalling time. Notice he didn't have another Nexus. Doesn't particularly help us too much. Alright, so we'll start with what we don't care about the most, which is probably the engineer at this point. We get it countered. Does not. Second most we care less about, probably incubation. Does get countered. Looks like this one's getting countered. I guess he was maybe digging for a counterspell there. Looks like he did not get. Hopefully he didn't grab another Nexus, but he's probably going to right now with another draw 7. What was that? So that's game over, right? You may play. You may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. So now he's got unlimited mana, basically. He grabbed the Nexus of Fate, right? Did he get himself? I think he's almost to his looping, right? If he's got a Nexus. Oh man. So, does he have any win conditions? I guess he's got the Hydroids in there. Alright, we're not going to deal with this Nexus deck anymore. Well, I guess that was fun. I normally concede as soon as I see a Nexus, and in hindsight I probably should have. Sent myself about 20 minutes there and saved you all the same pain. But here what we'll do is we'll cover our deck again. I think we had a couple successful runs except for that Nexus there. A couple Elves here, Growth Chambers, Incubation Druids, Biomancers, Growth Spirals, and Hydroids. Gyre Engineers, Sunder Shamans, which would have been very nice earlier in that game. 2 Hellkites for a mana sink late game if we can get our Nikya out, which she doubles our mana so we can do a significant amount of damage through our Hellkite, especially if we have 1 or 2 of our Biomancers out. Really ends up costing just 1 red to do 2 damage, and then Ravager Worms for a little bit of board clear. But thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time. We'll catch you later.